What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2019. So real quick, I want to do a little housekeeping. If you want to pick up a Blerd Without Fear shirt, I'm doing something a little special, to kick off this new year. So for the whole month of January, I'm going to be doing a 30% off promo for my Blerd Without Fear t-shirts. All you got to do is swing over to the link that I'm going to put down in the description. And when you check out, all you got to do is use promo code BLERDJAN19. That's BLERDJAN19. And you can get one of my Blerd Without Fear t-shirts for 30% off. Anyways, with that out of the way, what we're here to talk about is the time after Jaime Madrox, the Multiple Man, and his plethora of duplicates seemingly died during the events of Death of X, thanks to the Terrigen Mist. But thanks to the efforts of the X-Men, they find a long-lost duplicate of Jaime Madrox, a dupe that's been experimenting on himself so long that he wasn't subject to the effects of the Terrigen Mist that killed Jaime Prime and all his other dupes. But there's one problem. He has been affected. It just took a really long time to catch up with him, and in order to save his own life, he's got to travel into the future if he wants a shot at living. And we all know how well time travel works out for the X-Men. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. You're going to hear the word dupe or duplicate a lot. Like, don't play a drinking game to this video lot. I'm gonna try and make this story as coherently explained as humanly possible. So because we're going to be talking about the Multiple Man miniseries by Matthew Rosenberg and Andy McDonald. But before we get started, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click. So how does Jaime go into the time stream without any time jumping capabilities or tech? Easy. He smashes Bishop over the head, snatches his body slider, and tells Beast to make him a better serum that can actually save him before he gets the hell out of Dodge. Only he doesn't go far enough in time. He only jumps 15 minutes ahead, just in time for another of Jaime's dupes, who happens to be a time traveler from the future, to take him down and absorb this wayward Jaime Madrox, because this new challenger makes it clear that serum is a mistake. But why? This is a Jaime Madrox dupe from the future, but he doesn't get long to clue all the X-Men in on the issue because 4 other Jaime Madrox dupes show up. One who seems to have the power of the Incredible Hulk, another who seems to have mastered the mystic arts and possesses cloak. Meanwhile, one of the other 2 dupes seems to possess both the abilities of Wolverine and Deadpool, while the other dupe has gone full-blown Cable and merged with Warlock. And just the 4 of them are holding their own against a fairly solid X-Men roster inside the walls of Westchester. But they didn't come for a fight. They came to help this time-displaced fellow dupe, Jaime Madrox, because they've seen the future and he's about to fuck it up royally. The problem is that these guys were working for this Jaime Madrox, only the plan they were enacting didn't work. But the solo Madrox dupe, he's from just before the plan failed. It's kind of a mess in terms of time travel, but it'll all make sense in a little bit. When the 5 Jaime dupes travel 15 years back to the future they came from, they introduce us to a war-torn dystopia where Jaime Madrox is emperor, judge, jury, and executioner. He's every police officer, shock trooper, and lawbringer, giving new meaning to the phrase army of me. Jaime and company even find their way to a resistance, mostly kids, but they have designs on saving the world from the tyrant known as Emperor Madrox. Things make even more sense when we realize the resistance, led by Layla Miller, Jaime's wife in the present, her son Davey, Jaime Prime's kid, and Forge, who went full-blown RoboCop 2. And this resistance has access to 6 Jaime duplicates who don't want to be evil, 4 of which are the past versions of the Uber dupes with our Jaime dupe. We also learn that the Jaime who is ruling the world is definitely not the original Jaime Prime, but yet another dupe who became Jaime Prime, one who is a murderous and malicious version of the Multiple Man we all know, capable of killing people numbering in the hundreds of thousands to become Lord and Master of the Earth. So how does this Jaime both screw up and save the timeline, while in the future he decides to stay the course of sending the other 6 Jaime dupes into different points in time to level themselves up, becoming a superior superior fighting force capable of spearheading a resistance and overthrowing a tyrant regime. Because as not Cable Jamie puts it, the whole point wasn't to bring Jamie back to the future to save it now, but to send these zero-level Jamies out to be leveled up and manage to pull off the coup. Sending one to become a master of the mystic arts, sending another to find the Fantastic Four, who at this point in time weren't quite back yet. One has to track down Wolverine, another must find Tony Stark and get some Stark Industries firepower on their side, another must track down the X-Men because time shenanigans, and the final Jamie must get the Avengers because reasons. But as they body slide, Emperor Jamie's forces appear and the evil Jamie army managed to kill one of the dupes, but at this time we're not really sure which one, but I'll get to that in a little while. Emperor Jamie's shock troops wind up killing most of the Uber dupes and forcing others to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, which essentially kills the resistance as a whole. This leads to the capturing of our Jamie dupe and Jamie Prime's son being shot in the head right in front of him. Yeesh. It's here we learn how much damage evil Jamie has done. This guy has everything in his trophy room, from Dr. Doom's armor, Spidey's costume, part of the Fantastic Car, Archangel's wings and bones, Beast laid out as a rug, and so many more that I don't even have time to name them all. But just know, Emperor Madrox has wrecked shop, so we gotta drop a clue bomb for Emperor Madrox. The reason Emperor Jamie has taken our wayward Jamie dupe alive is because they picked up some tech they've never seen before off of him. And you're probably wondering where Jamie got it. You see, the Wolverpool Jamie got this little temporal beacon from Bishop way back when the 4 Uber dupes came to pick up our Jamie dupe, and then gave it to said Jamie dupe when he was about to die when Emperor Jamie's evil army attacked. This little device can let Bishop know where in time Jamie is, and if they need backup, they'll know where to send the cavalry. We also learned that it was in fact Beast's improved serum that turned Emperor Jamie into Jamie Prime. Hence why our Jamie dupe didn't want that serum made before he jumped to the future. And now that our Jamie dupe's in the throne room, he can enact the key chess move that will ensure victory, because either he will convince Emperor Jamie Prime into undoing all of this, or Emperor Jamie will kill him and he'll feel guilty enough that he'll change. Well, Emperor Jamie chooses option B, and oddly enough, after beheading duplicate Jamie, Emperor Jamie Prime does in fact feel guilty. He's even feeling confused because now he's not sure whether what he killed was truly a duplicate from the past or one from farther in the future, because killing him didn't harm him in any way. He didn't even feel a slight pinch, but the right hand of Emperor Jamie, his advisor, assures him that there's no way he's from the future because he's already sent a duplicate back in time to convince Beast to make the formula to, quotey fingers, save him. The same duplicate the X-Men discovered in that bunker and our Jamie dupe absorbed. See where we're going here? But it doesn't take long for Emperor Jamie Prime to get the itch to set things right, because he misses the man he used to be. And now the evil Emperor Jamie has become our Jamie dupe. Only he's the Prime now, and we're pretty much back at the beginning of our tale. Now you're probably wondering what came of the other dupes. Well, you're not? Okay, well, I'm telling you anyway. The 6th dupe who was killed, well, he was the one seeking the Fantastic Four, so that didn't happen. The dupe who was sent to learn magic went to the far future where Tony Stark is Sorcerer Supreme. He spends roughly 60 years learning the ins and outs of magic from Tony and Nightcrawler, and also takes the time to loot Tyrone Johnson's corpse in the Sanctum Sanctorum to get his patented cloak. The dupe seeking the Avengers, he winds up in the Old Man Logan timeline, spending the next 2 years getting irradiated with gamma energy and becoming one of the many Hulks in Banner's Wasteland gang. The dupe who was seeking the X-Men, well, he found the Mutant Underground Railroad by way of the Freak Show, which lets us know they're somewhere in the X-Men 2099 timeline. And after 3 months of hanging with the Freak Show and being turned into Weapon Plus by said Freak Show team, he's now become one of the most deadly warriors alive. The dupe that was sent to find Wolverine, well, he finds Red and Slim, the versions of Cyclops and Jean Grey from the present, who went to raise their son Cable in the future under assumed names and using different but similar looking bodies during the Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix arc published back in 1994 when Scott Lobdell was writing for Marvel. The last living time displays dupe that was supposed to find Tony Stark, well, he ends up in the 90s during the Marvel swimsuit issue. Yep. that happened. He pretty much just sits there chilling, waiting at Bobby's beach bar, waiting for Tony to show up. And now that these time-displaced dupes have worked their way back to the beginning of the story and reunited with Emperor Overlord Jaime, who has had a change of heart, they now know what they need to do to save the future. Well, mostly at least. This change of heart Jaime Prime doesn't really know what the other Jaime had in mind since they weren't connected like he was with the other dupes. He doesn't know the endgame, but he's gonna have to figure it up on the fly since the Hand of the King has returned to the past to end Emperor Jaime's change of heart shenanigans. It's here we learn that Bishop at the beginning of the story didn't send Jaime to the future without an insurance policy. Turns out that right now, the Jaimes in the future with his temporal beacon start hearing a beeping noise. A bomb that essentially nukes Emperor Jaime's timeline, but still left the Jaime dupes alive, including the Hand of the King Jaime. Now with a burnt face for his trouble and a desire to get revenge on the X-Men, take control of the Madrox Empire, and become the new Jaime Prime. And with no future to save, the Uber dupes and our once evil, now good Jaime Prime return to the present to help the X-Men stop Captain Crispy, who has finally coerced Beast into making the serum that will create the next Jaime Prime. And now that he's taken it, we learn what happens when two Jaime Primes fight one another. Both of them capable of making duplicates, things get hairy really fast when both vie for control of the army of duplicates watching them fight. But our Jaime pulls a fast one and makes the attempt to surrender and congratulate Captain Crispy Jaime Prime for his victory, only to attempt to absorb him instead. But it's not as simple as one would imagine. You can't just absorb another Jaime Prime willy-nilly, Crispy or not, and Captain Crispy Jaime turns the tables on him, absorbing him instead. Our Jaime is still in control, but only half. It's just enough to convince the army of dupes to do what he says, while Crispy Jaime Prime still fights from inside to regain control. And once the army of dupes realizes this, they turn on the now fused Jaime Primes, leaving Hulk Jaime Prime to do the only thing that can stop this multiple man madness: kill Jaime Prime, crushing his skull and effectively killing every single dupe. Except for one. Remember the Jaime dupe that was chilling in the Marvel Swimsuit Edition timeline? Well, turns out he never ran into Tony Stark. He wound up working at Bobby's beach bar and really enjoying it. But once time caught up, things turned to shit once the future Bishop hails from came to pass, and when he went back to his own timeline, everything was gone. So he figured he'd come back to the present, hopefully to much simpler times. Beast decides it's best to just let him go on his way, much to the chagrin of Bishop and Domino. But whatever happens next, it couldn't be worse than the multiple man shenanigans they've dealt with up to this point. Lo and behold, Crispy Jaime Prime never took the whole serum. Something this Acapulco shirt wearing Jaime dupe notices, and now that he has the serum, and it's a no-brainer that he will likely use it to become the new Jaime Prime, it brings an end to our story and kind of sets us up with what's going to be happening with Multiple Man in the Uncanny X-Men series. So there you have it. A once evil Jaime dupe went back in time to stop himself from destroying the world after killing himself, only to sacrifice himself by having another version of himself kill him and another version of himself. Look, I'm not even going to go there. It's crazy. But the thing is, it's a really fun story. I actually really like this. This is one of those books I saw when it came out. I knew it was a part of Marvel Fresh Start, and I originally wanted to read it, but for some reason I just didn't gravitate towards it. Once it all came out and I was able to read it all in one shot, I couldn't put it down. I literally burned through all 5 issues of this book and just really enjoyed it. And I gotta admit, man, it's a really fun read, and it actually got me hype for Uncanny X-Men #1 when it came out, even though technically the first issue of Uncanny X-Men relaunch is not that great. It's okay, it's just not earth-shattering. That one did actually pick up steam after that issue, so I'm actually going to go in and read that and then come back with a video for that one. And I'll also have a video coming up later chronicling some of the things that have been going on with Apocalypse as well. But anyways, let me know what you thought about Multiple Man, the miniseries by Matthew Rosenberg and Andy McDonald. Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers and tap that bell so you know when I post up. And if you want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons as well, swing on over by patreon.com/blerdwithoutfear. And if you chuck in a buck, you can get some exclusive content. And if you don't want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons, that's fine too. Hey, all I ask is that you like this video and share it with your friends. And who knows, maybe they'll become some of Earth's some mightiest subscribers too. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and while you're here, go ahead and check out some of these other videos I got floating around here. But until next time, Plus Ultra!